Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the topic of 10th class, ideas of development. So what is this topic and what are the important concepts in this we'll discuss today. See what is the definition of development when we see. So what is the present situation, from that going to a better condition is generally we can term it as a development. This word is predominantly we can use for a particular region or for any country or any for state. So not for any particular human beings, but for any particular region only we can able to use this terminology. So next topic, what is this ideas? What are the ideas and what are the criterias which are related for the development only? The total concept in this lesson. So, what are the ideas? Means ideas are criterias which comes under. Those are first, per capita income is the first criteria. Per capita income is the first criteria for development. Nothing but in this word itself we can able to understand the income source, or what is the source of any salary or wage, whatever it may be, that is nothing but income. Is this only sufficient for the development of any state or any country? Means definitely no. Why? Because if so much of income and earnings are there, also so many other issues to be considered. What are those other issues? Suppose any epidemics or any diseases or any viruses affecting different causes are there in any society or any state, then if death rate is more, even how much income is earned also, that is not at all a factor to be considered for the development. Death rate means suppose infant mortality rate. So second concept we can able to say about infant mortality rate. So what is the infant mortality rate? Means mortality, that means what is the death rate for every 1,000 people in 1 year, how many people are dying in that particular year is called as infant mortality rate. Infants means children, either girl children or boy children, child also. So that is nothing but called as infant mortality rate. Next, third is nothing but these are all the causes which are related for the development only we are discussing. So first criteria is income and second is IMR or infant mortality rate. Third is net attendance ratio. What is this net attendance ratio? Means suppose in a school, one child has gone to the school for 1 year or 1.5 years. Because of the financial conditions of the family, he cannot able to continue his studies in the school. Then what happened? His parents or her parents sent that particular child to the work. So 1 year or 1.5 year has gone to the school and he quit from the school another next 2 years and again joined for 1 year or two. At a gross, how many years of the schooling he can able to complete from 6 to 14 years of age. So 6 to 14 years of age when it is taken into consideration as the schooling age, in this between of years, how many years that particular child has gone to the school is net attendance ratio. Attendance means attended for the school. Next, fourth factor is secondary school. That means secondary education. Secondary school means we all know that nursery, LKG, UKG is considered as pre-primary. First to fifth classes is primary education. Sixth, seventh and eighth is middle school, and secondary school is ninth and 10th classes. So how many students or how many children have completed their ninth and 10th classes also, that is nothing but a literacy rate is considered under this attendance ratio as well as secondary school. So particularly another factor to be considered is literacy rate. Literacy rate is very important. Why? Because so many superstitions are there in the society. So many beliefs, because of that only the infant mortality rate is also increasing. Mortality rate, if it is less, then it is very good. If more it is there, then death rate is more. Obviously, it is very bad condition. So with the literacy rate only, we can make it less the IMR rate. So next factor is, what are the other factors to be considered under this ideas means. Sixth one, already five we discussed it. Next is medical facilities, or we can say it as medical aid also. Seventh is life expectancy. Life expectancy. So what is this medical facilities or medical aid? See, so many clinics, dispensaries, hospitals, if are established more by the government, then obviously medical facilities are quite available for the people. Then life expectancy becomes more. What is life expectancy? This means some years ago, the average lifespan of any particular individual used to be 60 years or 65 years. With the medical facilities, what happened nowadays, more than 65 years also, the people can have their lifespan. So that is nothing but called as life expectancy. So these are all the different factors, which are very predominantly, we can say that, which are leading for the development of any state or any country also. So we can able to say these are only the ideas of development. So next, what are the other topics which are very important in this chapter are, see, different persons have different developmental goals. Different persons have different developmental goals. So what is this concept? Means, suppose you can take different persons, one is a farmer, one is an employee, third is a student, fourth is a landlord. So many other examples also we can take. So what are the different persons have different goals means, suppose you take a farmer. So he is having, if he is having a land area, then good harvest is the intention of that farmer. If does not have any own land, if he is an agricultural laborer, continuous work is wanting by him or her. Next, good wages also. So that is the different goal, that is the goal of this farmer. Suppose employee, when he is working in a company or any establishment, more and more hike in his income as well as promotions also may be his intention to have. A student, good rank or good marks, that may be the intention of that student. Landlord, when he is having more land with him, for the less wages only the agricultural laborer should be engaged in his land and good rate for the harvest. So all those may be the intentions of that landlord. So we can able to say that different people have different goals means, for all the people may not be having the same goals. Next, another concept in this chapter is, goals are for some people maybe promoting, that means development for the same thing. That means, I will give you one example here. In the state of Tamil Nadu, in the state of Tamil Nadu, the government, central government has established, that means wanted to establish a nuclear power project. That is, the government has thought about for the development of the country, as well as an energy resource also can be promoted, like that government has thought. But what was the negative aspect happened here is, in the state of Tamil Nadu, nuclear power project. So where it was started, that means where they have planned it, that is Tirunelveli district. Tirunelveli district. So in this district, the government has planned to make it this nuclear power plant. But the tribals, whoever are there in that particular place where the government has planned to make it, for them it is an obstruction for their living. Why? Because they have to evacuate from that place and to go to the any safest place there. That's why for uh, the government has thought that for the country and for the people it may be development, but on the other hand for that particular region people it is a destruction also. So up to now what we discussed, what are the ideas of development, first we discussed, and different persons have different developmental goals that we discussed, and this is the third concept. What happened here further means, if we see, scientists all those have made so many investigations and researchers also to make it nuclear power project or not. They have made the promotions also, and the people they have obstructed this, and they have told for the government, and through their letters and through their placards, strikes, everything also they have done not to have any establishment there. And they also suggested for the government that to go for any renewable resources. That means nuclear power is not at all safest in future also, even for environment also. For the renewable resources and renewable energy, if the government has gone for, that is forever it is good, and no need to evacuate for ourselves to other places also. That was the saying of the people. What is meant by renewable resource and renewable energy? Renewable means which is renewable energy. Example we can take solar energy. So it is not having any obstruction for the resource, and continuously we can have, and no particular stoppage of this energy, we can say renewable. So solar power and solar energy is always is that means continuously will be having. That's why you can go for the other sources. We people don't want to evacuate from this place. So later on, so many, by seeing all these strikes, everything, by having all those letters and all from the people, the government has stopped the power project to make in that place. So they, that means nothing but what was the government has thought, that was an obstacle and obstruction for the living of the people. So different people having different developmental goals, that is one point, and one for one may be development, for the other may be destruction also. Next, in this chapter, what are the other concepts? First we have to think and discuss about the per capita income calculation. This is very important concept. What is this per capita income? That means for one person for 1 year, what is the earning is generally termed as per capita income. Okay. So how this can be calculated? There are three sectors of the economy. There are three sectors of the economy. Those are, first one is primary sector, second is secondary sector, and third is service or tertiary sector. Tertiary or service sector. So when the people are engaged in any of the sector, that means what comes under what? When we see first primary sector, if we take agriculture, fishing, mining, forestry, poultry, all those comes under primary sector. First we will discuss about that. Later on calculation of per capita income we will see. First, primary sector. What is the relation between these three sectors and calculation of primary sector also we will see later. Primary sector. So what comes under this means, first farming or agriculture. Farming or agriculture is the first occupation. Fishing, mining, forestry, and poultry, and also quarrying. So these are all comes under the primary sector. What does it mean? First, farming means all of us know producing the growing the crops and having the food. Second is fishing. The people who are near the coastal areas, they go for the fishing, that is to catch the fish. Mining. What are the mineral components are there under the soil? Those are digging the soil to get the minerals, that is mining, that occupation. Forestry. What are the forests are there? Those to be protected and to protect the wildlife also. So not that means nowadays the government has changed the forest department and all the forests as national parks to protect the forests. Next is poultry to maintain the hens. Quarrying means in the boundaries of any particular town or any village, some hills will be there. So by making the bombs and all, they will just drag all those stones and all and make proper land for the any real estate or any farming land, like that. They do the different activities by their trucks and all. So that is quarrying. So all these comes under the primary sector. Next is secondary sector. Whatever the manufacturing are there, manufacturing of any goods, secondary sector. That means nothing but whatever we use the different goods from morning to night, those we are all manufacturing them. Those are all manufactured in some place, that is either factory or industry. So nothing but here secondary sector means manufacturing of the goods. Manufacturing of goods. So factories, industries, cottage industries, public limited companies, private limited companies, all those comes under this secondary sector. Next is third is here, this is second. Third is service sector or tertiary sector. So what does it mean? See, whatever the services the people give, those are all comes under this. Nothing but they does not manufacture any good, and what does not comes under primary and secondary and not produces any goods, completely comes under services. What are those? If we go for the examples, transportation, communication, see LIC, banks, railways, RTC, all those. Nowadays, so many services every people are availing by having the transportation, that is Ola, Uber, Zomato. All those are nothing but services. So they does not produce anything. So those all comes under this service sector. So now we'll discuss about what is the relation of these three sectors and per capita income. What are the three sectors are there? In these three sectors, who are the people engaged in different occupations and different works? By doing all those, the money will be generated and goods will be produced. So whatever the goods are produced within our country or abroad, the goods will be exported and sold also. So by that, the money will be generated. So that money is nothing but the complete total income of the country. Yes, that also we can make the terminology for gross domestic product also. So the total income of the country is nothing but whoever engaged in the three sectors and money has been generated. So this is also called as national income. National income or total income of the country, both are same, this or this. Okay, so this one divided by, national income is divided by total population. If we make total population, suppose total money has been generated, and for one person how much is the income we wanted now, per capita income. So how many, what is the population of the country? If we know the total income is divided by total population, then only we can get per capita income. So we can get here now per capita income. This per capita income is also called as average income. Average income or per capita income, both are synonymous words. Okay. So already we know that our income and the currency is in rupees. But what is the comparison and how we will calculate this per capita income with which dollar and with, that means which country? If we see, the per capita income is always calculated in dollars. Why it is so? Because see, suppose a classroom is there, in that one student has got 80 marks in one subject. Then what is the highest mark? If we see, highest mark to 80 marks only we will compare.